As the ANC celebrates its 108th anniversary in the Northern Cape, party president Cyril Ramaphosa has implored the movement to address challenges and to fight corruption. The party still maintains it has a good story to tell, but not everyone in the Northern Cape shares those sentiments. So for the latest on this, we cross to the ANC celebrations. Live to our reporter Manqoba Mchunu, who is in Galeshewe, Kimberley. Manqoba, very good evening to you. Let's first start with, what was the main tone of the message? What is so different in 2020 that the ANC has not said in 2018?
Well, not so much, Tepiso, because I think we're still hearing President Ramaphosa singing the same song of unity, uniting the party, saying that, of course, they'll have to deal with factions within the party, and saying that in the footsteps of its founding Secretary General Sol Plaatje, who, of course, he had paid tribute to this morning when they laid wreaths at his cemetery at West End, he echoed the words that, he wants to, or pledged rather, Tepiso, to follow in the path that Sol Plaatje had chartered insofar as rebuilding and uniting the party and building a stronger movement. So that's the message that you're kind of hearing, and the message that Cyril Ramaphosa, since taking office, has been pushing, has been trying to unite the ANC. We know, of course, that it has faced issues of factionalism and factional battles that have ensued in the party over the past few years. So we're in hearing some of the same messages, and almost Cyril Ramaphosa saying that this time, the party will again push to unite the party. He'll again push to ensure that corruption comes to an end, and also that there's an end to, things as factionalism in the party. So we're still hearing that same sentiment here, but also importantly, he also spoke about the issues facing the people, especially the people of Northern Cape, and says that, as government, they will do their best to address those challenges. Of course, you'll recall that the community members, when he had met them earlier on, they'd raised several issues, even yesterday, raising issues of service delivery, raising issues of poor road infrastructure, of sewage spilling into the roads, and so forth. And so he says that these are some of the things that the ANC will look into, and has made a promise that they will try to deal with these issues that the people of Northern Cape are facing.
So, Manqoba, let's talk about the Northern Cape in particular. I mean, you're speaking about the communities there. One of the things that they've been seized with greatly is the issue of drought, unemployment resulting out of that. The ANC president saying that they're not sleeping on the job. What new is he proffering as solutions to deal specifically with the Northern Cape's challenges?
Well, Tsepiso, at this point, we do know that some of those issues that I've mentioned before that the community has raised, and one of them being a high unemployment. And of course, during one of his speeches during the cake cutting ceremony today, he did allude to the issue of unemployment in the country, saying that it was a big concern for the country. And of course, saying that the ANC government and, his government is doing all it can to deal with the issue, especially the issue of the economy, saying that, they are working to try and improve the economy, to try and bolster the economy, which we know at this point has been ailing. So he has said that, as government, that they are doing all they can to try and deal with those issues. And of course, with the economy being, fixed, it also speaks to the issue of employment and unemployment and dealing with that scourge. So the promises that have been made is that the ANC is trying its best. But of course, it's also called to the community members. It's also called to the faith-based communities here that he made in Galeshewe, saying that they too should play a part in trying to also help in bolstering the economy of the country, and also saying that, faith-based communities also need to try and continue to critique the ANC where it's going wrong in order to try and see that the party is going in the right path, a narrow path, he says.
All right, so Manqoba, let's just project over the next couple of days. Obviously, quite a great deal of activity until Saturday, when the policy statement is delivered by the ANC president. What are the expectations? I mean, we've spoken about what seems to be priorities. We spoke about joblessness, the state of SOEs, which he's reiterated again, ESCOM. Again, I ask this question, is there anything that is expected that is new, especially in this year? Because there have been those pundits who have said the ANC president must be careful not to make promises he cannot keep.
Well, certainly, Tsepiso, and that's a critique some of the people have said before, especially opposition parties saying that it's been promises after promises, and that, at some point the EFF leader saying that, Ramaphosa must wake up from dreaming. And so certainly that has been some of the criticism leveled against him. But of course, what we do expect to hear from him in that January 8th statement, importantly, is the vision that, the country or the ANC in particular, Tsepiso, plans for the country and why it plans to take the country, where the ANC government, what are some of the issues that it plans to address going forward, especially with the challenges that are facing the country, the issue of unemployment and some of the issues that were raised of service delivery. You know that promises have been made with regards to speeding up service delivery in many communities, which has been a big issue for some of the communities leading up to local government elections. They've raised these issues. We've seen protests. So we do expect the president to touch upon some of those things, what really the ANC-led government is going to do this time around, especially in the lead up to these local government elections. But more than anything, we also expect to hear the vision of what Cyril Ramaphosa has in terms of dealing with the economy, as well as dealing with high levels of unemployment and corruption. He's been speaking about corruption and dealing with corruption. There has also been talk of dealing with those who have been implicated in corruption, and certainly the expectation is to hear whether or not there will be some action also taken with regards to dealing with corruption and dealing with those also implicated in corruption. So those are some of the issues that are expected. But largely on the ground, the people we've been speaking to are expecting, of course, to hear issues that are close to their heart, issues that affect them. How are service delivery issues going to be dealt with? The issue of roads, he did commit earlier on with the Premier of Northern Cape to say that they are going to look into the issue of service delivery. In fact, saying that even the mayor of this particular municipality, they will work together to look at how they can speed up issues of service delivery in this particular area. So we do expect him to kind of set up a roadmap of where government and the ANC is taking the country into, especially in 2020, with so many challenges facing the country.
All right, thank you very much. Manqoba Mchunu, our reporter who is in Galeshewe in the Northern Cape ahead of the ANC's 108th anniversary. As you can see in the background there, as he was speaking, there was a bit of rain. Some would say a good omen.